So, I'd like to talk about numbing and medicating when it comes to codependency. I shared in the other videos that in order to stay emotionally unavailable, I need to be able to stuff my feelings. I need to be able to dissociate from them and numb and medicate because if I'm feeling, I can't focus on everybody else that I'm trying to please. And one thing that happens in codependency is because there is this external locus of control, the relationships that include a partner with substance use and abuse, it's magnified that that's the person with numbers and medicators. And that's not true. Because what I mentioned back within the family roles is if you hold up the baby mobile and that's the representation of the family, and one person on that baby mobile is affected, what happens to the rest of the mobile? Everyone is affected. So the person suffering from substance use or abuse is not the only one with a numbing and medicating condition. As a codependent, I am just as sick and using just as much, if not more, numbing and medicating because my addiction to control is about a loved one. And my brain is going to do whatever the fuck it can to save the person I love from disintegrating in front of me. And that's a really easy way, I think, for me to understand willpower when it comes to what our culture calls addiction. That would be someone telling me as a mom, there's nothing I can do for my son who has cancer. And I know a lot of people have a lot of judgments about comparing cancer to addiction, but in my world, it's very similar. And I just can't imagine anyone could say or do anything to me that would stop me from trying to save them. It just wouldn't happen. And so as a wife, I've unfortunately also been in that situation. And my husband's suffering from substance use disorder before he got married and overdosing. And someone telling me that I couldn't save him. Yes, I can. I didn't save him. His higher power saved him. But in the moment, I thought I was the higher power. And for so many of us in recovery, that's what codependency is. It's playing the role as higher power. And when it comes to numbers and medicators, that's too much fucking power. We're not built that way. We're human. We don't want that kind of power, but at the same time, we feel like we need it in order to feel safe. And as a codependent, I need as much numbers and medicators as my husband did when he was in a substance use disorder, because watching that is unbearable. So I just wanted to introduce the idea to you that when someone we love is suffering from substance use and abuse, if we're in relationship with them, they can't be the only one affected. That's not how it works. And it would be like saying my husband has cancer, but I'm fine. No, I'm not. My treatment might look a little bit different. I don't need the chemo and radiation, but I absolutely need the emotional healing around powerlessness and the possibility of loss. So when it comes to numbers and medicators with codependency, our numbers and medicators look different, but the intention and the purpose of them are the same. We are trying to numb a pain, and we use all different ways for making that happen. Exercise, food, social media, shopping, porn, sex, pills, alcohol, people pleasing. I mean, you can name anything. Anything can be done in excess and be used as a number and a medicator. So I want you to invite you to be curious about that and see how that shows up for you. And I know that even in my 17 years of recovery, that's dated back to the day my dad passed. I considered myself in recovery the first day I picked up a chip. And if that were true, it would be about 11 years now. But I had my sponsor tell me in ACA that I actually entered recovery the day he passed because that was the day I started to change. So my years of recovery are 17 because that's when he passed. And I can tell you that's not when my codependency ended, which for some might be a little shocking. But codependency doesn't go away when someone passes. It just transfers to another relationship. So when you're thinking about numbers and medicators, um, I want to invite you to think about what behaviors help you escape, what behaviors help you dissociate. And there is no all or nothing when it comes to that. It's more about how can I do with intention and allow myself to be distracted for a little bit with 3 episodes of Cupcake Wars. The difference is I know I'm going into 3 episodes of Cupcake Wars, and so does my husband, and he's got the kids. Versus 6 episodes of Cupcake Wars, I didn't know I was going to do that, and the whole upstairs is demolished. There's a difference in numbing with intention. So I hope this was helpful, and that was Numbers and Medicators with Codependency.